Hi everyone, in today's video I'm going to explain how to deploy a sample Node.js application on AWS App Runner. So let's look at today's agenda. So in prerequisite you need to have AWS account with AWS App Runner access and Node.js latest version installed in your system. So in step 2, let's clone the repository, GitHub repository. So I have added repository URL in the description. So take that URL and clone in your system. So already I have cloned. So let me go to VS Code. Okay, so here is our sample application. So here we have like very simple application. We have app.js, package.js. You can ignore this app runner. Like we can configure all the AWS app runner configuration here directly using YAML file, but we are not going to use that. And then we have environment file .env file. So here we are going to use this environment variable as well. So let's look at app.js. Here I have installed the express library. Then here we have loaded environment variable and then our root endpoint. So along with the hello world message I am sending the environment variable as well. This is just to test like our environment variable is working. So locally you can have all your variables in .env file, and same variable you can configure while setting up your app runner. So you can use this configuration to pass your database connection or other credentials and environment variable you can pass there. So that's all in this application. Let's look at how can we deploy this. So before deploying, we need to connect our app runner with GitHub. So like I have opened this, but you can search here app runner. So you will see something like this here, create app runner service, and then select source code repository. And here our provider is GitHub. If you are using Bitbucket, then you can select that. I am selecting GitHub. Now here we need to connect app runner with our GitHub so that it can pull the code from GitHub repository. So GitHub connection, add new, and it is redirecting us to another URL. Here it will connect, it will show some option to connect with GitHub. Connection name GitHub -Chandan, and here it is showing one GitHub app, but I want to install new one. For you it will not show any GitHub app. And here into configure the account, I want to give the access to my GitHub repository, and I'm giving all the repository access. You can give a specific repository access. Install, and here we should have new GitHub. Here you can see new GitHub app added. Next. Okay, here you can see we got our GitHub connection, and next it will pull all the repository. So our repository here, this is my repository name, so search for that. Okay, selected that. Then branch, master branch, you can select any other branch. We'll leave this default and trigger manual. Go to next. Now we are going to select this one, configure all setting here. So as I was discussing earlier, we had one app runner.yaml file. If you don't want to configure here and you want to put all your configuration in code, you can use app runner.yaml file, put all your configuration there, and you don't need to configure then further here, but we are going to configure here. runtime, select node 18, build command npm install, and here we need to give the command to start our server. So it is node then app.js, port 8080, next sample service. We can select minimum one based on your code size and amount of CPU or memory required for your application. You need to select this. And I was talking about the environment variables. So all your environment variable you can configure here. So in this application we have only one environment variable. Let me pass that. And development. Okay, so other thing we are going to leave as default here, auto scaling. So by default it will be running one instance, and based on demand it will scale automatically. Maximum instance size is 25, and we will leave other configuration as a default. Next. So here again we can review all the configuration, create and deploy. So now it has started creating our app runner service. So it will take little time, and once it is created, then we can test it. So let's wait for that. Okay, now our server is deployed. So here we can see all the application log and deployment log. So now we can test our API. So here we get our default domain. So we can access this. And here you can see our API is up and running, and along with the hello message we are getting our environment variable as well. So that's all in today's video. If it was helpful to you, so give a like and subscribe to my channel. Thank you.